Welcome, everybody, to another Facerocker Podcast, number 66. Man, we're getting up there. This week, we talk about Matt's birthday and also Matt's insane, crippling fear of flying. We kick everything off, though, with probably one of the more entertaining discussions you'll ever hear on the internet in podcast form of city flags. Every flag has a city, something that we found, and we found one city in particular with a particularly awful flag. I'm not going to hold you back anymore from it. Sit back, relax, and welcome to Facerocker. Welcome, everybody, to the NR Facerocker Podcast. Matt Arnold, his birthday today. Happy birthday, Matt.
I didn't know that. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Happy birthday.
It's okay. I
That's
didn't
fantastic.
make a big deal about it.
The unstoppable Des Dolly, and joined today by Joey Skizzle, the
Joey Sugar
Legally
Pants,
changed his name.
a.k.a. Joey Meatballs.
Yeah, Joey 2 times, Joey 2 meals, Joey
Joey 2 meals.
Joey Fourth Meal, a.k.a. Joey Fourth Meal.
Joey. Where does Joey 2 meals come
Is that a
from?
real thing?
I ordered 2 meals for dinner at a restaurant, and all my friends made fun of me. So
Yo,
that's an actual name.
Joey 2 meals. He,
it's my Twitter now.
really? That's your Twitter?
Joey, the number 2 meals.
Yeah, that's great. So follow Joey 2 meals.
That's
And
fantastic.
they weren't small meals. Like someone said that a salad doesn't count like a big salad. So
Yeah.
it was 2. It was like
Actual entrees.
yeah. What's the lasagna thing?
A lasagna.
No,
Yeah.
but it's like it's not like a calzone, but it's like another C word, but it's not lasagna.
Ziti?
No.
Big
Like
ziti?
a baked ziti.
All right.
With a
So you got one of those.
Yeah, I got one of those. and then
A lasagna.
and then something else.
So when
I
they
forget.
say it's like you take something on a date and it's like you pay $40 for each of you, you paid $80.
Actually, Dan probably has the photo of the meals that I took because it was like that
That you
big of a
took?
deal. Yeah, he took a photo of what I.
This
put
was an
down.
event.
So maybe we could show that image
All right.
right there of just the empty plates that I finished both.
Hopefully on the website we'll have a picture of Joey 2 meals. Coma's
Joey
2 meals.
eating his
The
not
infamous 2
lasagna.
meals.
Yeah.
So
But
we
enough
were
about me.
Yeah,
It's
so
your birthday.
So we were laughing a little bit on the way, and you may have heard, because so Alex, recording engineer and registered voter, came in here.
I love that
and
that's our joke.
Well, he has a hat, all right, and I've seen him
Yeah.
wear this hat, and I asked him how long he had the hat for, and he said 6 years. I'm like, well, what is it of? It's like, stripes, there's 4 stars in the middle. He's like, it's the flag of the city of Chicago.
Can I
Like,
be
well-
honest? That made me feel better, Alex. I'm sorry if you're listening to this. I gotta say, I think there's a part of me that always assumed it was some like Southern Confederate thing.
That's what I thought.
Like deep down,
It didn't feel like
which
some.
just surprised me coming from Alex, who was like not that at all.
Because he voted.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
just like, every time I saw it, I was like, maybe he just really likes his region.
you don't
like,
really
he's
look at
like-
it and think Midwest Metropolis.
Yeah,
So
like,
like,
so-
oh,
And I didn't know,
scuffle.
cities had flags. is the thing.
None of us
None
knew.
of us
Yeah,
knew.
none of
And so
us
he said,
knew.
yeah, man, every city has a flag, which then got us on a furious Googling search. So I looked at the city of Seattle. City of Seattle's flag is embarrassing. It's like this sort of teal blue. It looks like
They're all embarrassing,
sperm.
the thing, because Benji came in and be like, "City of Chicago's got the best flag,"
And it's a good flag.
And it's like, I mean, it's a line and 4 stars. I was like, well, I mean, it's fine, but it can't be the best. Until we looked, every city flag.
every city flag. So if you're out there, go get
If
on
you've
Google.
if you fail, let's put it this way: this is clearly every single graphic designer who's never gotten a job is just what
Designing
This
flags.
is the hallmark card of graphic design is
Like
doing
the city of San
flags.
Francisco looks like a clip art, like brown bird coming out of a red crown, and then San Francisco in Helvetica just kind of placed in the middle. Like that's it. That's the whole flag.
Los Angeles, they just took the Mexican flag essentially, and then just gave it
Like jaunty pyramids.
jaunty pyramids of green, yellow, and red.
So real quick, so guys, you should please tweet at us.
This
Tweet
looks
at-
like when you're a kid and you make up a flag for yourself.
And they're worse than the flags I made up for myself. I'm like, my flags were badass when I was a kid.
So we're going through them. They're all pretty.
So
they're
wait,
all-
real quick, please tweet us your city flags, because you may think that your city has the worst flag and tweet it to RocketJump tweet, but Matt,
No, we found the winner. If you
Found
have
the
a
winner.
flag, if you have a
I
flag
think
worse.
you have to beat this.
have to beat
basically.
this.
I
is the one.
cannot. I laugh every time I look at this flag. This is so. I'm sorry. If you live in Provo, Utah, like, fuck you.
The poor people of Provo.
No, the city must take responsibility for this flag. If you ever lived in Provo and you saw this and you haven't, if you haven't written to your congressman or your mayor to change this.
Like you would leave Provo. Like you would leave.
Now I'm feeling bad because I bet you there's some sort of story because we think it looks like NASCAR. Yeah. And I bet you it's gonna be something where like NASCAR paid for the city of Provo, or oh my god,
is that the mayor of Provo waving the Provo flag? That's fantastic.
Provo's flag looks like
local businessman Ted Jumbly.
It looks like a tire company or like a printing press company from like 1990. It is straight up just a photoshopped like rainbow line diagonal with the word Provo written in. What font is that, Freddie?
It looks like hold on, let me pull it up.
I mean, it's
here.
NASCAR font essentially in just all black with a drop shadow applied to it.
Yeah, it's like 30
drop shadow on a flag. I've never seen that before.
Straight up,
that's so
straight
weird.
up. I think I could make this exactly like, and if you timed it, 20 seconds in Photoshop. I'm not kidding.
No,
like the background, guys. Would you do a color? Hey, Matt,
No,
Mayor of Provo,
it's
Mayor of Provo, Matt. Do you want to do like a background on the flag?
Yo, here's what I want for my flag. Okay,
we need to get the
graphic
mayor
designer
on here.
coming out of graduate school.
Yeah. I just graduated.
Utah's beautiful.
Middle of my class.
You've been to Utah, right?
Love it.
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful. There's colors everywhere. There's a
Desert.
rainbow of colors. From the blue sky to the red mountains to the green grass. I want a
it's
rainbow of
national
colors.
parks up the ass.
I don't want people to think it's a desert. I want them to think it's beautiful here.
Okay.
A rainbow
You
color.
You got it.
And I want them to know our name is Provo, clearly. Right? And don't hide it. I want it to stand out. You know, like whatever you need to do to make that font. I think that's all you need. Just let people know it's beautiful and colorful, and our name's
Okay,
Provo.
when you say beautiful and colorful, first thing that comes to mind, rainbow.
I like it. I like rainbows.
No contest here.
I don't think people naturally think of rainbows when they think of Utah, but I want that association. I
Right,
like
but
it.
there are probably other cities with rainbows. So if I may chime in, I want to make sure and stress that people identify this rainbow with the city of Provo.
I don't think you need much else. You don't. White's easy. Like white stands. Nobody does white as a background.
That's true. It'll make it stand out when we put it up next to, say, the American flag.
Look, you sold me on rainbow. You don't need to keep. Don't sell it when you've got it.
Right.
What are you gonna do about the name Provo, though?
I think so in terms of font treatments, I have a number of options. My thought is number one, black text.
I like it because it stands out on the white because we're
On
doing
white,
white background.
right, because you
This
chose
is why
white
we hired
background.
you.
So you're going to write Provo on the flag.
Now here's the thing.
That's
So some
brilliant.
people will
I would have
do
done a rainbow, but then rainbow color would just blend in with the rainbow.
Honestly, I feel like there was less thought put into this coming up with this flag than we're giving credit to.
It was like, whoa, my God, we got a press conference in 20 minutes. Where's Ted, the tech guy?
It's like, who knows Photoshop?
Ted, we need a flag. Ted, we need a
Some
flag.
interns running down City Hall. I was like, we need someone who knows Photoshop.
Everyone's got a flag except us. We need one quick.
You know what it is? If you lived in Provo and you saw this, I guarantee you nobody thinks that. Everybody in Provo, this is a public service announcement. That is actually your flag. That is not just like a thing that's hanging up, like saying your name. Because if I lived in Provo and I saw this, in no way would I assume that was my flag.
No, I'd be like, so this is a graphic designer who like made a little, absolutely.
Or like some sponsored thing or something, because it doesn't look like a flag. It doesn't look like anything.
The Dodgers have like LA, on the hats and stuff, but that's not the flag. So you would assume seeing this Provo thing, it'd be like, oh, well, that's something that has to do with the city, but never assume that it represents the city.
So if anybody can find a city flag worse than Provo,
Matt, you should whip up a better one.
No.
We should give one.
You know what? I'm feeling bad about saying F you to Provo because the more I look at it, the more I want to live in a town.
Don't just complain. Present a solution. All right.
Okay, now real quick, I just want to point out.
Should we
two
do
things.
a Photoshop competition for Provo Utah's flag?
Well, just very quick, I want to point out two things. Matt, you are not the only person who's brought this up.
Yes.
Over the past 2 years, I'm pulling up some news articles. The mayor of Provo, John Curtis, they've been trying to actually crowdsource and find a new design because 10 years ago, it looks like 2004, city's flag was voted one of the ugliest in the United States by the North American Vexillological Association. So they basically they've been looking. They've been looking all last year, and so there have been alternate flag designs.
Finding flag designers is got to be tough.
Good?
It's probably
to be honest, they elevate Provo. Now here's the thing, okay? They elevate Provo. I'm looking at some of these designs. They elevate it from the worst flag I've ever seen, which in and of itself makes your city stand out, to the same level of every other shitty city flag.
Yeah.
Like it's stuff like this, which is just like blue
what is
stripe
that?
and like a mountain thing.
It's like the
It
Seattle
looks just like
Seahawks.
it looks like a sea. It looks
No,
like a
I mean, it's
sports
true.
uniform.
There's something great about being this spectacularly shitty.
All right, now here we go. All right, here. Criteria for flag suggestions are as follows according to the mayor's blog post. Okay.
Let's do this. Can we do a Photoshop contest? And the flag that we like the most, we will submit to Provo, and that person will get.
Yeah, we will use all of our channels to reach out to the city.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're listening to this,
but real
send
quick,
us a flag of Provo,
No,
Utah.
Matt, but before
the
we
one
get
we
into
like
it.
the most, we'll send. And yeah, we'll go ahead do the submission guidelines.
The submission guidelines, according to the mayor, because we need to go by what the mayor wants. Okay, and the flag is the here are the
Unless you
five
got an idea
guidelines.
so spectacular that's going to blow his mind.
Here are the 5 guidelines.
Okay.
The flag has to be simple enough for a child to draw.
Okay.
Which current flag? Check.
Check.
The flag must be, quote, symbolically rich with references to the city.
I'm just looking at their flag right now with everything you say.
Okay, now here, you'll love this one. The flag can't have more than a few simple colors. This flag, by definition, has every color on
the
it.
rainbow.
The flag cannot have letters or a seal.
Oh.
And they by the way, this next one, they pass with flying colors. And it must not look like every other flag.
This is like the
I think, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think they got the flag they want. I think they got it. Other than the letters.
Although, to be fair, the flag can't be trendy because that risks the risks of it becoming dated.
Can you? Who made the? I'm sorry, this whole podcast is going to Provo flag. Who made the original flag?
I'm looking for that
Okay.
because it's really incredible.
We might not be able. I think this is one of the few times I think we have to edit within the podcast, putting the flag up when we start talking.
No, we're
about
putting this up. We're putting it up.
because this is unreal. But I'm serious. I think any listener to send us what's the email address they send it to?
Send it to.
Is there a podcast at?
No, send this. Okay, guys, tweet it at
there you go.
rocketjump tweet
There you go.
or mark our Instagram, rocketjump, which is just
Yeah.
rocketjump on Instagram now.
Hashtag Provo flag, and then we'll get it.
Provo's gonna be like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, they'd be like, why are all these flag submissions coming in?
Why are we trending?
You know, I drove through Utah, and Utah is legitimately beautiful. So I feel incredibly bad.
I was
for that.
surprised. I had no idea. I was
Yeah.
not expecting that.
You always, it's is Provo a big
Oh,
city?
you know, by the way, really quick, this is incredible. They were talking about city council meeting and like their vexillologist. I'll never be able to pronounce that. It's flag expert, clearly. They literally cite Chicago as the inspiration for like this is what a good
There
flag
you
looks
go.
like.
See?
Yeah.
Benji was right.
There you go, Alex.
So
Yeah.
You win.
Yeah.
You had it
So
right,
as we move
son.
on, I really quickly want to apologize for saying F you to all the people at Provo. I actually just feel incredibly bad.
No, you
for
were
that.
just saying F you to the flag.
Yeah, but I blamed everybody in Provo. I feel really bad about it. Provo
Because
looks like
not
a Provo
everybody-
looks like a lovely city.
You
It is a lovely
you,
city.
You
Yeah.
should apologize.
I
just
should
because
apologize.
none of us knew that cities had a flag
Yeah,
before
exactly.
this. So
exactly.
I'm sure half
That
of
was
them
straight.
don't know.
No, look, that
Right,
was straight up.
exactly.
Look, you gotta admit when you're wrong. I was victim blaming. You
Yeah.
guys are a victim of the worst flag in the history of flags.
And then-
you
and
seem
then-
like you have a lovely city, and you're clearly trying to fix it. So we're gonna do our best.
And you guys
to,
got real
We're
quick.
gonna help you guys find a brand new flag design.
We'll do our best. I
I
hope
mean,
we
they're
can
the
help
nicest
out.
people there. They're all Mormons. They got Google Fiber. Like,
Yeah.
what more can you ask for, really? You know what I mean?
They have Google Fiber. See, they're better
Provo
than
was
us.
the first
Look,
place.
if I could get Google Fiber at this
second,
office,
second,
and if the
second.
Los Angeles flag became the Provo flag, I would make that trade off. Like, so you guys win, 100%.
Oh my goodness. So
What else
anyway,
is going on, guys?
well,
No.
so we've so
That
one
was-
of the biggest kerfluffles of the last few weeks in this new year was so much talk, so much time in meetings spent talking about this freaking Nespresso machine, which we've been.
Nespresso.
Which okay, well, for people who don't know what that is, what is that, Matt? Like, could you explain it to me? Because I
It's-
still don't.
It's just it's a Keurig, essentially. Is that how you pronounce
How
it?
do you
Keurig?
say that?
Keurig?
Keurig.
Keurig.
And Keurig is the automated single
was-
serve
was-
coughing
I just-
coffee
Keurig-
maker.
was Keurig the
Coffee maker.
first?
All I can think of is just every company's logo now being the Provo flag with their names. Such as
We should
Keurig.
change the
Yeah,
Facerocker
the
logo.
Facerocker.
Put a rainbow under it, and we'll be set.
Yeah.
So it's a single serve instant coffee machine that you put like a pot in, and then it makes coffee. The Nespresso does espresso instead. So like,
Okay. Is there
you know, 1
no
to 2
other
ounces.
espresso single serve?
Not that I know of.
I
mean,
don't know. All I know is the last time I walked through Bed Bath and Beyond, which I do quite often, actually. They have every
Yeah, there's a million.
I mean,
yeah,
well, 'cause
every
now-
appliance
Bath
manufacturer
and
has
Beyond-
their own like pod.
Well, yeah,
solution.
Coffee Bean has one. It's like the CBL. Now Starbucks has one.
the Verissimo.
Correct. So yeah, Verissimo. So
Dude, but real quick, Bed Bath & Beyond freaks me out because that store is so vertical.
It's
You
a
ever
big
notice
store.
that?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
most
yeah.
stores lay things out horizontally. Bed Bath & Beyond's like, no, everything
we
is
just
like
stack.
10
We just
feet
stack
above
everything.
your
They got a
line
lot
of
of soft
sight.
stuff
It's
that they put
really
up high.
freaking me out.
It's
Like,
like
as you go in
Costco.
there, you feel like short.
Just tall.
Well, that's
Tall aisles.
We are a little
Tall.
short.
How do I get that?
How do I get
that
that?
nightstand
I guess I
down?
don't need it. I guess I don't need that nightstand.
many
Let's go
sales-
home, honey.
How many sales do you think Costco loses because people look up and they're like, I don't have a forklift?
Yeah,
But
they probably have a forklift section. In the
They
back.
do, actually.
But we
You
all
gotta get a
drink.
forklift to get it.
We drink a lot of coffee here, all the time, and we go to Starbucks because there's one kind of nearby. So, but anyways, we got the Keurig. We all kind of liked it, but it's not really good.
not great.
It's not great. We're not getting a sponsorship from Keurig. It's not very good coffee. So, Mike,
No, wait, real quick. Is that a function of the pods or the machine itself?
I don't know. haven't
I would say it's a
researched.
combination of both
Yeah.
because we get the budget pods.
Yeah,
You know, some of the more high quality bean pods
yeah.
are more expensive, far
Okay.
more expensive.
Okay.
So we
Yeah.
get the cheap.
I think it's those things
Costco
because
pods.
it's licensed out. Like there's no quality control of coffee. Anybody can do their own coffee.
Yeah.
So there's just
Also,
thousands
to
of
be
different
fair,
pods.
our Keurig is also very limited in its functionality.
Yeah.
The one I own has
Mm-hmm.
another function where you can go less water, so it's more like an espresso,
Mhm.
and it actually is quite tasty with a quality pod.
So I'm just saying, can we do a RocketJump coffee pod?
not for an espresso. So that's the thing with an espresso. An espresso is only
Nespresso branded.
Nespresso
Okay.
branded coffees, and it's one as like a graphic, as a guy who clearly likes graphic design. Their whole thing just is really slick looking. It's kind of like
I
the
have to
red
admit,
thing.
it is a very slick looking.
Yeah,
It's
their
like a
pods are
spaceship.
kind of their pods are like nice and cool, which like I don't know. I'm a coffee snob, so I like kind of like the aesthetics.
I like
of it.
feeling cool.
Yeah, I like the aesthetics of it. Like it makes me feel like you're in a coffee shop. But they also they range their coffee essentially from like
Matt
1 to
plays
11.
Laura Jones every morning when he makes his coffee.
From like 1 through 12 now, and yeah, so it's actually espresso. We got the version that also allows you to do coffee, and you can get a milk frother with it. So, anyways, it was a big deal. Like Mike came in, he's a big coffee drinker. He essentially demanded the company get an espresso machine.
Yeah, he convinced us all.
Yeah, he convinced us all, but we got it, and we didn't realize there was 2 different versions of it. So we bought the pods for the other version.
Yeah, lo and behold, we
This
get
is
the
not
wrong
that
one.
interesting of a story.
Nope.
Essentially, we
Nope.
got an espresso machine. We're happy with it.
Well,
This
here's
is
what
the
I
one
came-
we wanted, but
finally
we're
got the-
pleased.
yeah.
This morning
Well,
we all
here's
made
what
each other cappuccinos.
Well,
and
here's what I came up
lattes.
And it's delicious. We
Well, here-
finally got our pods.
That's that whole story. We got a coffee machine. It's not the one we wanted, but it's good. The end.
Well, but here's what I came up. Here's what I came up to though this morning was 3 people standing around this thing.
Grown men.
Well, grown men like playing with this thing. And Matt's like, it's not making the milk warm. It's
Well,
not,
our milk's not
frothy enough. My milk should be more frothy.
It's his birthday. He needs frothy
I know.
milk.
That's fair. That's fair. Matt, how old are you now?
How
old are you
was I suddenly going? My milk is frothy.
now? That's what I heard. Matt,
That's what we
We
hear
were
when
trying
you
to get
talk.
the milk frother to work because it just wasn't working.
Matt,
I
how
still
old
don't
are
know.
you now? It's your
I'm
birthday.
29.
Oh
Congratulations.
wow.
Yeah, almost. Oh my God, I'm almost.
Oh, my God.
What are the things I'm supposed to say? Wow, it's almost 30. Man, it's been so long since college.
Just enjoy it.
You're not
Yeah,
supposed to
I
say
don't
anything,
think-
man.
I don't think about it.
Yeah,
I'm not a birthday guy at all.
Do you? And you know what sucks? You don't really because it's like what was it? Let's see, 18 you could vote, guns. 16 you can
Lottery
drive,
tickets and,
21. 25 rental cars get cheaper for you, right? Is there anything? Is there any
Yeah.
more milestones that you get to hit? 60, you get senior citizen
You
discounts.
make your own
milestones.
AARP situation.
Like are there weird ones? Like 29. It's the year
40,
actually-
man. 40.
55.
You go get that
you
Ferrari.
can finally eat off the Denny's senior menu.
Oh, there we go.
55?
Senior man,
yeah, 55 senior menu.
Senior menu.
Yeah.
Movie
And then you can
tickets
act
become
kind of.
cheaper.
You can also probably act kind of crazy when you get pulled over
Yeah.
and get out of a ticket.
So
Yeah.
so nothing really. Yeah.
Nah.
Not until then.
You make your own milestones, man.
Yeah. What's your next one?
I don't know.
If you're gonna make
I
your
got,
own.
I got married, so I guess I die next.
Yeah. No, you're just gonna have to
Matt,
pay a
pants.
lot of taxes every year, and then you die.
Yeah. Get married as late as possible because I guess that's the last big milestone.
Well, what about
So
kids?
that-
Kids, man.
Oh, yeah, I
kids.
guess there's kids.
gotta be a-
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
kids.
I don't know that yet. I don't know if we're getting kids or not.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's a milestone.
That doesn't sound like it's gonna happen anytime soon.
I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah.
a milestone for the kid. Less.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I guess
I'm
then it becomes
here.
when your kid drinks. I guess then probably like the next milestone is like once you no longer have like function of your own body and you're put in a home, and then the one after that is you
Very
die.
depressing future here
Wow,
for Matt.
Jesus.
So pretty much,
So it's all downhill
It's
from
all
here, is
downhill.
what you're saying.
You can vote, then you drink, you get married, and then pretty much every milestone after that is just a countdown to your death.
God, man, I bet your wife is so stoked
This
to
is
hear all
why
of
I don't
this.
celebrate birthdays.
Just marking time,
God.
man. Marking
Yep.
time.
Are you guys big birthday? Like I don't know my friends' birthdays. Like I feel
No.
I forget my parents' birthdays.
Well,
There's
I did an
I just don't
awful
think
thing.
about
I did
it.
an awful thing one year, and I now regret doing this because it was just it's kind of mean. But I was just like, I'm just gonna change my birthday to the 13th of every month. Like every time it passes, I'm just gonna flip it up 2 more months and just see what happens. Just see like how many
How
times
did
I
that
can
go for you?
People just keep wishing you happy birthday on Facebook without realizing that they've
Were you
done
really
it 2 months
lonely
ago.
that year?
No,
That
no, it was
sounds
just
like it.
no because I thought
I need
that,
more
like,
attention. It's my birthday, please.
No, because I thought my feeling was like I feel like people just like see it's someone's birthday and just without thinking wish them happy birthday, making that well wishing kind of an empty gesture. And I was just curious how much.
But why do you think that feels like very untrustworthy of like humanity? Like why is that an empty gesture? It's not
Well,
empty.
no, but so here I guess I'll put it
they're
this way.
wishing you a happy birthday.
Well, and it's
How much do you want
happy
from
You're the
me?
one
no,
who's
put it
being
this way.
untrustworthy.
But it's happy birthday with the same distance that only Facebook and this sort of like 500 friends social networking sort of thing can engender.
Look, it's not the same. It's not the same warmth as like a person like a person you've known for a long time holding you and looking into your eyes and telling them they love you.
Wait, incidentally,
but it's also a bit more than like, hey, good day. Like they're happy you're alive and they're your friend and they say happy birthday.
To be fair, though, I have noticed the trend that it's less to do with it that they're saying like, hey, happy birthday, and more to do with I haven't spoken to you all year or like, and then it's like, oh, I feel like you're getting happy birthdays from people who you never talked to.
Yeah, but
it's like-
that's still
know that
something. They're still acknowledging you. They have to take the time.
Right.
They read the thing and they have to stop and think, oh, okay, I still want to acknowledge this person.
Well,
and then they spend a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's just a moment, right?
I don't say
But
happy
a
birthday
moment,
to anybody
they're
on
thinking
Facebook.
about you.
Like if I say happy birthday to you, it's like you're somebody I at least remember.
Yeah,
Or think
I want
about.
you to
I'm
know
not-
I'm
real
thinking
quick.
about you even for just a moment. Hey, there you are. I
just
acknowledge you. You're a person. You still matter to me.
I'm not like placing value judgment on like, oh, that's bad or whatever. I was curious about like just again how much of that is just automatic response and how much of it was like, oh wait, hold on, did I not do this last month? You know what I'm saying? Like how much
I
of it is
just
just filters
imagine
right
Freddie in
through.
college with like a Hot Topic shirt and like a hoodie. And like people going around like happy birthday, just like mumbling. Empty
whatever.
gesture.
Empty gesture.
It's not even my birthday. I lied on Facebook. Sucker.
Well, Matt,
Just
to be
moody.
fair, I preceded this entire story with saying it's not something that
No,
was
I know.
an awful thing to do.
I know
Yeah.
your version is much more like scientific, like empty gesture or like trying to
discuss.
figure it out.
Well, but also just how much of the social interaction on Facebook is just like automatic, without thought, just first. Almost
much all of it.
reactive,
Yeah.
And again,
All of
and
it.
I did find that much of it was reactive. I was just curious. The
No,
answer is
that's
it was
fair.
a lot. It was very reactive.
Yeah.
But then what happened was I forgot about like a lot of my stupid experiments. I forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
So then on Facebook it was like November 13th for like years.
And somebody finally was like,
No. It got to the point where people started like hitting me up on November 13th. But, hey, it's your birthday, right? Remember? I'm like, no, you still
shoot.
remember. And then it became like almost worse because that's why I regret, because it's like then it became truth because that's how people figured out what the birthday was, and that's what they've put down in their heads. Like, oh yeah,
the only
November
time
13th.
I've ever faked birthdays is when you sign up for like a club
Yeah.
or like when you're playing like a video game like Animal Crossing. They say when's your birthday? It's like
January 1st.
I'm not playing this game for a year.
Yeah.
Like what's
I want my
tomorrow?
birthday tomorrow,
My birthday's tomorrow,
so I get the free
So I get
swag.
whatever it is that
Yeah.
you're telling me. Yeah, you go like Baskin Robbins. It's
Cold
like when's your
Stone.
birthday? Oh,
It's
2
today.
days from now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it, and by the way, really quick, wouldn't it be? Here's a question.
Could you imagine them be like, sorry, sir, we've cross-referenced your birthday with the Baskin Robbins, and we know you're fucking lying.
And we also logged into
so
Facebook.
no free Cold Stone for
Most
you.
of my adolescence was saying that I was 18 or older, just to get
exactly.
into
Yeah.
certain websites.
Well, but it's
Certain
Like, I
websites.
faked my birthday many
Well,
times when
look,
I was younger.
It's definitely a moment. It's definitely a moment, a developmental moment in your mind when you're like, wait a minute, this website can't do shit if I lie. Like, you know, like at first, I remember at first being like, well, no, I'm not. I better just
that was
exit.
the best.
I better
you,
click
you,
exit.
You, at first, there's like that moment of panic, like, oh no, how are they going to verify this? And then it's just that spinny wheel. You just roll it down until it stops around 1972, and you're like, gotcha!
January 1st, 1973, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I win. You lose. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I'm
No, it's
curious.
true. Like as a kid, you're like, oh, what? Oh, porn? Okay. Oh, what's my birthday? Yeah, my birthday.
Porn.
is
No,
January
no.
22nd, 1986.
We were talking about certain voting websites
Yeah, sure,
and
absolutely.
gambling
Yeah,
websites.
1986, and it's like you're not allowed in here. You're like, but you just asked my birthday. Why would you not? let me just change this to 76. Oh, hey, now I'm. Oh,
Do you know what the worst?
I can get into anywhere.
Yeah, that's
if I lie.
That's a moment. It teaches kids that lying is both acceptable and will get you awesome things. That's what that teaches
It's
you.
also impossible to detect.
But there's also this issue, really quick. Yeah, impossible to detect lies are awesome and will get you awesome things,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
naked ladies. But
Lesson of the day, listeners, lie all the time. It gets you what you
But
want.
then there's also the other thing where I remember there was like it was Steam for a while that did this, or I remember
yeah.
there's certain sites will just be like they'll remember what you put down,
yeah.
and then they like come back and they'd be like, that's not what you put down.
Well,
last time."
Facebook now, they won't let you change your birth date more than 3 to 5 times.
Oh,
period.
really?
So I wonder if there's someone out there that was doing what you were doing,
No,
and
not
they've
likely.
changed it to say
We're
November
unique.
13th, and then find out they can't change it again. But since they don't want to lose their Facebook profile, they just have to adopt that new date as their
It's
birthday.
actually really interesting because my whole life, in terms of birthdays, is interesting. Just a quick story for my family. My whole life, we've been celebrating my dad's birthday like 3 days after my brother, in like April 2 or like March. It's been fluctuating. I'm like, why do we not have this pinned down? And they're like, oh, we actually don't know what your dad's like actual birthday is. I'm like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, he was born during like the Cultural Revolution. It's like so stuff going on in China. They didn't really they used like a lunar calendar.
So
we
then
kinda-
every year you would just pick sort of a convenient
well, it was just around
date
Jimmy.
when
It
the
was just
family is
around
together.
Jimmy's
Yeah.
birthday.
Like Jesus Christ Christmas birthday. Wow, that sentence
Jesus
went away
Christ
from
Christmas.
That one got
What
away
was
from me.
Jesus
That is
Christ's
like-
Christmas?
I'm getting old. I'm going senile already.
It was just one of those weird things where he was so the thing is, so they don't know actually. So this is actually really interesting. So they don't know actually what day he was born, but they also aren't quite sure what year it was either. I mean, it's just because again, it's like all this stuff. It's a little bit lost. And so when my dad came to this country, they take your word for it when he came in. So he was like, and my grandma said, well, because he wanted to come here to go to college. So my grandma said, say you're younger than you are because she didn't know, but she's like, well, nobody old goes to college. Like you gotta say you're younger. So he did. So he's put himself down on paper as like 5 years younger than he actually is.
That's great.
Interesting.
So which is okay. So then it turns out it didn't
I
matter.
feel like that was the wrong. I feel like she
Yes,
should have
because
gotten
guess
older.
what? Because guess what? Now he's like, shit. I have to wait 5 extra years for all of the fucking retirement.
He should have
benefits.
said like 10 years older. One, he could have been assuming your father lives to a ripe old age of like
Oh,
90.
yeah, oh, yeah.
He could have been like the oldest man in America. if he gave himself an extra 10 years, they probably wouldn't check it. And yeah, he could have been getting like, again, Denny's discounts now.
Denny's
Imagine how many
sure.
Yeah, my
Freddie's dad is just sitting at home, just stumped, as like wondering why, Lord, why
These
didn't I get
Hobbit
those
meals.
discounts at
Why,
Denny's?
why am I paying $7.99 for this Power Slam breakfast? They should be paying $6.89. Yeah.
They have smiley face pancakes this month. Damn it, why?
But in terms of just like retirement benefits, he's like, holy crap! Like I have to wait 5 years to get these. I should be having these.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
And it's also like, it doesn't matter how old you are going to college. Like,
To be fair, Matt didn't speak English at the time. Coming
Yeah.
from China, didn't quite know that.
big mistake. Your dad, your dad didn't know what he was doing when he escaped the Cultural
You blew
Revolution.
it, Papa
came to-
Wong.
okay, yeah.
Anyway, so it was one of the interesting things where it's like, yeah, it's just sort of arbitrary.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
So Matt, maybe your birthday can be arbitrary.
Did you get any rad gifts or anything?
No.
Because like nobody does
I
that.
really don't know.
Do your parents send you a
Gifts?
card?
Just wait. I'll make you something. By the end of the day, I'll be like, hey.
I mean,
check
do
this out.
your
I
parents
mean,
acknowledge
actually
it?
went to well, actually they haven't yet. So
Well, it's still early.
if
in the
I'm
day.
slowly getting more depressed throughout the days because my parents didn't call me for my birthday.
That's all right. My
do they
mom
send you
they
a
will.
card?
Huh?
Do they send you cards? You have a big family. Do you get cards from everyone? Or?
No, I mean, even as we're here, I've gotten some birthday messages from like Igor. Thank you, my brother. Not Igor. Igor's not my brother. Igor, the composer, and then
Igor's
my brother.
awesome.
Igor
Thanks,
is
Igor.
awesome. I just don't celebrate. And me and like once you're married and you are just kind of buying stuff and it's all like the same bank account. It's like, hey, here's the thing. So
Here's the Amazon charge.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
like dinner stuff, and we did the Seattle vacation. So that was kind of like our like Christmas.
Yeah, their birthday was
birthdays.
hanging out with me.
Yeah, it was for like.
Sounds
You
like
guys
a
have done that
dream.
quite a bit.
yeah.
I want to go to that. I want to go to that chicken noodle soup place that you guys were talking about. Out in-
Chicken noodle soup.
chicken
place?
Yeah, there
noodle
was like this
soup.
great soup place that you guys were like raving about.
Are you talking
somewhere out
like
there.
ramen
Yeah, well, no, it's not ramen. You guys said it was something else. Though.
in Seattle? What
No,
are you
no, it
talking
was like in Pasadena or something. You guys said it was like the best thing. It was while we were editing VGHS. You were
Chicken
like,
rice. Hainan chicken rice.
Oh, okay,
chicken
okay,
rice
there
in
you go.
Alhambra.
Hainan chicken rice.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
you guys like
That
did
is
that
great.
on a day, or it became its own holiday.
We should do
because
that.
it
We
was
should just
so
go someday after work and just drive down to Alhambra and do it.
Get chicken rice.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, chicken
So
rice. It's
I've
just,
had
it's
it. It's
just chicken
fantastic.
and rice.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
it
perfect.
sound amazing.
I was like, I
It
remember.
doesn't,
I remember.
but it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Well, it's a great dish. It's a great dish, everybody.
Chicken
we
rice.
go to a place called
Sweet covered
Savoy.
flags,
Are you
birthdays,
underselling
chicken
it?
and rice.
No, it's fantastic. I love it.
Okay.
It's like one of my favorite things. It's a place in Alhambra called Savoy Kitchen, and I've been, by the way. I'm a big fan of this dish, and it's like a street food in Singapore. So when I was in Singapore, one of the things I did was I was like, I'm going to 3 of the places here. I'm going to the place recommended by like the internet. I'm going to a place recommended by like online forums that get a little deeper into it, and I'm going to a place that is like a local is going to recommend to me. I'm going to try all these places and just see how this place in Alhambra compares. And what it came down to was our chicken is on par, but our rice isn't as good as they get over there, but it's really close.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really, really good.
Rice
So again-
is really hard.
I got birthday well wishes from my dentist.
They
Come on in for a discounted cleaning and X-ray.
Just throwing that out there.
Wait, are you going to go in?
Is it a
Automated.
personalized or automated
Yeah.
message?
Automated.
Automated.
It's got like
Don't
a
lie
little
to
gif
us.
of balloons.
No way, really?
Hey,
Wow, hey, look at that.
I'm going to your dentist.
I'm pretty sure they made that individually
No,
for me.
I got one
Yeah,
for my
sure.
dentist on my
They
birthday.
have a clip
have
art
an-
guy on
They have an
staff.
assistant who's just their whole
whipping
thing is
up
like, hey, we got
gifs.
4 more birthdays today, Chuck.
I don't know how many different balloon gifs I can whip up. I'm exhausted.
All these spheres with colors.
Hey Chuck, this balloon gif looks a lot like the last one you did. You slacking over there?
Oh, what? No, what are you talking
no.
about? Anyway, we'll
Anyway.
regale you with some stories of our birthdays, maybe
I
after the
doubt
break.
it. I think we're done with
After
that.
the
Yeah,
break, stick
yeah.
around. We're coming right back. Hey, everybody, wanted to tell you a little bit about a show that we're doing on RocketJump 2, youtube.com/RocketJump2, called This Week at RocketJump. We're entering the 2nd season of it. It is produced, directed, and shot by John Carmen of Ruby Dog fame. We're working with him, and it's a great look behind the scenes, sort of, at what's going on here. 2nd season just started, new episode. It is a horrific episode. You see what happens when we come back from break in the office. Highly recommend it. youtube.com/RocketJump2. If you're watching this on YouTube, you already know, you're already here, but I definitely recommend you check out the show This Week at Rocket Jump. So Matt just went to Yellowstone.
Yep.
And you got back
Yeah,
in
so
one
we're
piece.
gonna talk about this now.
Yeah, we're talking about this. Matt, we've discovered, has a crippling fear of flying.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I don't like flying.
I wouldn't say you saying I don't
Yeah,
like
I don't
flying.
like it, but Freddie says crippling, so
Well,
It's
Matt,
gone-
describe
it's
the
gotten
story.
worse.
Tell us
It's
the
gotten
story.
worse.
Tell us the story. Tell us the whole.
I mean, what, the Yellowstone story or
Well, your first plan. Well, here's how we knew about this. Is because Matt was like coming up to me and he was like, "Freddie, you've like driven to Seattle and stuff, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, how long does it take to drive from here to Montana? I was like, "Why? I don't like." He was like, "Is it gonna be snow?" I was like, "Yeah, it's right now. It's gonna be snow. You're gonna have to bring chains." And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why do you care?" He's like, "So Ashley and family, they're doing a thing up in Bozeman, Montana, and like." I was thinking of just driving there.
yeah.
Oh God.
I'm like, how long is that drive? It's like 16 hours. Like what? So his plan, Matt's brilliant plan, was to leave like Thursday, drive 16 hours straight through snow in his 2-wheel drive Accord with chains to get up to Bozeman, hang out for the weekend,
Audi Honda.
and then drive all the way back because Matt didn't want to fly.
So I don't know how. Look. I feel like I'm an intelligent person.
You are
I feel like I'm a rational person.
absolutely.
I can't, and as my wife deals with cognitive disorders and mental diseases, I hate to self-diagnose, but it is legitimately frustrating because I have become slowly incredibly terrified of flying, and it doesn't have. Is what's weird, and it doesn't have anything to do with like death, because we were talking about this. I went to Yellowstone in the snow.
Yeah.
I've never ridden a snowmobile before. Within like 3 hours, I was like going off like things that I was like,
Rants.
yeah, like Ashley was terrified. So you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, Matt was casually telling us a story of like,
we
we're
accidentally
running
went down like a ski slope on our snowmobiles, like the hardest ski slope.
He's like, yeah, I looked to my left, there's a 50-foot drop, but oh well, good thing I missed that.
Yeah.
And then Matt
losing control.
And then when Matt describes like a little bit of turbulence, he like
no. So that's
okay.
so
Anyway.
that's what happens. So like the real problem with it is that I become consumed. The moment I book a ticket, I've always joked every year like, oh, the moment I book a plane ticket, like I just assume I'm going to die on that date, and like I kind of do just like slowly get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I guess the end of my life is in 4 months when I got on the airplane. But I don't know what it was. I think it's because it's happened so often. We flew back from Seattle.
Okay.
We took a train to Seattle, so I would only have to fly once.
God.
Oh, jeez.
Ashley's parents wanted to take us to Yellowstone. Very lovely, like Christmas gift. She took like me. Her parents took us, and then her brother and his girlfriend. So it's like beautiful, like winter holiday in Yellowstone where you snowmobile through Yellowstone and then do trails and stuff. But of course, we had to fly there and back. And the moment I booked that flight,
we gotta do the burger story.
Oh yeah. The moment I took that flight, like legitimately, I would say probably about a third of my nights as I went to bed, it'd be me on the phone watching plane crashes and reading all the statistics of
my
everything.
Lord.
So I
Real quick. What was the flight? What was the type of plane that you got on?
It was I thought it was gonna be an Airbus 320, and then once I got on, they changed it to a Boeing 737, which is slightly safer than Airbus 320.
How many
737 is
how
one,
many total losses?
One accident in 15 million hours on the Airbus 737, and then one accident in 14 million hours for the Airbus 320. Again, in the most absurd statistic on the planet. There's no way you're gonna die on an airplane.
Right.
Like, as we were talking about, I'm 100% more likely to die
you're like
driving to Montana
16
by myself
hours by
for
yourself
16
in the
hours
snow.
in the winter.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick. How many total losses?
So
Airbus
I think
320?
it's 53 on 53 on an Airbus 320 and then 35 on a 737.
So so the internet ruined you for it. You just look it up.
It's the problem is I'm a busy person. And my brain is very easily obsessive about things.
Yes.
So the problem with it really is just about how much time. We live near the Burbank. Here it is. We're near the Burbank airport. When I'm driving to like coffee, every time I see an airplane, I almost crash a car because I'm watching it just to see
if it makes
it's
it
flying
in okay.
normally. Like, yeah, literally.
Yeah. Well, I remember we were sitting outside the shoot last week, and we
Like you pull over, it's like, I'm gonna help guide him in. I'm gonna guide him in. Follow me, boys.
Well, Des, you're like this. We were sitting outside in the shoot,
Yeah.
and looking, just talking about Matt's anxiety and talking to Jake. And Matt looked up at the thing. He's like, "Yeah, every time I see a plane, I just imagine a cabin full of 200 people screaming."
So I realized what it is because like if I'm in a car and I die, like I don't know, it's like it's me
Done.
and I just die. It's like in that, and I think it's partly claustrophobic. It's like when you're in that small space and there's all those people. It's not about me dying. I literally think about like that mom and like her 12-year-old and like their last moments together. Like,
And then also-
I become overwhelmed by the idea of like that many people dying and terror.
it's
And
also-
also, planes crash. They don't spontaneously vaporize.
yeah.
So when you're
So
going
it's that
down,
slow- it's that
the
2 minutes.
slow, well, not so slow descent
Yeah.
as you know. This
Exactly.
is it.
So it's all that.
Yeah.
And it's
All right.
anxiety. So anyway, so I was like, know what though? You're an idiot. Take the flight. If I don't fly and everybody else flies, what's gonna happen? Hey, like what would be worse? I die in a plane crash, or I'm driving to Montana and my wife, her family, and all of them die, and I'm a survivor for not going. So it's just as horrible. I'm like, of course I'm gonna fly.
I like, by the way, in that scenario that you assume that you're surviving this 16-hour
Yeah.
nonstop, like all-nighter.
Again, rational person, I'm just gonna do it. It's not gonna be a big deal. I'll take. I got some pills for anxiety. I'll take some pills.
Do you puke? Do you like get airsick
So
at
this
all?
is what happened.
Okay.
So I got on the plane.
He's
It was-
managed to convince
What
himself
are these?
to get.
What do they give you?
It's like
Wait, real quick,
essentially like
real
Xanax.
quick. He's
Yeah.
managed to overcome his fear, to get himself to the airport, to actually get on the plane. His rational mind
Right.
has beat out
It's
his
fine.
reptilian
I'm
fly.
watching Agent Carter on the airplane.
You're sitting
It's very
on the
nice.
plane. Has it taken off?
So it takes off. I'm not even like that nervous. Again, once I get
And
in the
you've
airplane,
taken
I
your
kind of
Xanax.
accept I'm going to die or not die.
So you've accepted. You're
He's
okay with
accepted
dying
the
that
flight.
day.
Yep, it's just going to happen or not. It's
You've
not in my
taken
hands
off.
anymore.
You're watching Agent Cody Banks.
Agent Carter.
No, you're watching Agent Cody Banks.
I'm watching Agent Carter Banks for the story.
I'm just
And then I
picturing.
kill myself because I'm watching Agent Carter Banks.
I'm just picturing Matt do that Will Ferrell like elf stepping onto the escalator.
Yep. No, I
into the
feel so
airplane.
stupid. It's like Ashley is like as the plane starts moving, like Ashley holds my hand like a fucking 10-year-old. Like it's like I feel so stupid. Like I'm with her parents. Like I'm an adult.
It's okay,
it's
honey.
so stupid. It's so
Wait,
stupid.
her whole
normal.
family's there.
This
Whole
is
The whole
family's there.
family's there.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I mean,
So
no,
you
it
gotta
gets,
keep it
it gets
together.
more embarrassing.
You gotta keep it
because-
together.
I gotta keep it together.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you shut your eyes? Do you like?
A little bit.
So
Do you-
right
do you
now
breathe heavy?
you're all zombified on Xanax.
I literally count to 7 minutes once the plane flies.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's
You're
like
counting in your head.
Cruising altitude.
Okay.
You're
Because
probably fine.
statistically, you're more likely
Exactly.
to be okay.
Once you get out, it's there. So
You're
it's,
waiting
it's for
the
take off and crash.
stewardess to hand out the
and
peanuts.
again, to be fair, I think at every point, every single person on an airplane, at one point during that flight, thinks about their mortality.
I know I always do.
Which is
I
like,
used to have a lot of
I
trouble
don't want
flying,
that,
but I'm
I don't
okay
even
with it.
like parties. I don't like vacations. Like I just want to stay at home and do my work. So the fact that on a vacation I have to think about my mortality, I think most of my life is spent trying to avoid thinking about my mortality. So why is vacation where I actually do it? So anyways, so we're flying. It's all fine. We get into the middle of the country. I just think I just can't fly in the middle of the country. Denver, right? It's like it's not even stormy. It's just that is where it's windy and it's
A little
crappy.
turbulence there, yeah.
It starts getting a little turbulent. I'm not doing so great, but I'm like, it's fine. It's not a little bit of turbulence. When we start our descent, it is the worst turbulence I've ever been in.
Uh-huh.
It's legitimately like people. There are people who are screaming.
Oh,
There
wow.
is like
Is
people
luggage
worried.
coming down
I'm
from
watching
the
other.
overheads?
It's one of them pop open.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's bad turbulence.
Your
Overhead pop-up.
Agent Cody Banks DVD has frozen and
It's
now it's
bad turbulence,
skipping.
But the masks didn't come
Of
down.
course, there's one awesome dude who should be me in front of me who's like, he's like, this is totally normal. It's like, anyway, so what were we talking about? Like, this is nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
of course it's nothing. Like, airplanes don't crash. Like,
Right.
I've been on bumpy roads. I've been in bumpy water. It's the same thing. Like, I should understand the engineering of this. It's fine.
Well, because real quick, someone was telling us, I think you were telling us, the guy who was like a small plane pilot, like, you think this is turbulence?
Yeah.
Turbulence.
No, they literally say, like, it is literally not even worth considering dangerous in any way until it's at the point where your head could hit the ceiling. And even then, it's like, it's fine. Airplanes are designed to survive that amount of
So
turbulence.
what is going through your head? People are
Yeah,
screaming.
real quick, I saw a video of a plane test that they do for a wing for
Yeah.
Boeing. The wing bends up 150% from
Yeah.
without breaking. Like, it's designed
That's
to
awesome.
just flop around.
That's
Yeah.
friggin' awesome.
And you would think about it, if your whole room moved like a foot instantly, it would be crazy. That's how much. An airplane's not like you're fine. So anyways, you're fine.
Okay,
but
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter at that point. The moment it starts happening, I just get so I literally have a panic attack.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm not even thinking about death. It's just it's claustrophobic. The lights are flashing.
Yeah.
Women screaming.
Women screaming. I start vomiting. I vomit for about the entire 20 minutes of the descent.
Oh my gosh.
Just it's
Into
just
a bag?
sick sweat.
Do they even put vomit
Horrible.
bags on airplanes
They do,
anymore?
they do.
Yeah, I think they
It was bad. It was.
You had nothing
we
left, though.
had-
What
we
happened
had-
at the end of that
We
20
had vomit
minutes?
bags. I kept doing vomit. I kept looking for the vomit bags. I pointed at Ashley. She realizes I'm about to barf everywhere. We literally open up the headphones, like the plastic wrap for the headphones, and I vomit into the plastic wrap. It was horrible. Like I'm like with her family. Like it shouldn't be happening.
That's great.
Yeah.
When we land, the good thing about that is I was vomiting so much that I didn't even notice we landed. So I was like, oh, we landed. Okay, I'm alive, right?
Yeah.
When we get off that plane, I'm like, I'm driving from Denver to Montana. I'm not getting on this plane, like
Right.
no matter what. Like to the point where like I'm the last person to get on the plane because I'm just sitting there working myself up to get onto the plane.
Because
second-
you have a layover in Denver.
We have a layover.
Okay.
That's the other thing. I have to do nonstop. It's like I'm gonna survive one flight or not.
Yeah. That's amazing that you have to get back on another
Yep.
flight.
Yeah, you're still not
Holy
even there.
hell.
And the only thing that's more crippling than my fear of flying is probably like just fear of just being socially awkward. So I'm like, I have to get on this flight.
Yeah.
I can't be the person who doesn't get on that flight. It wasn't even turbulent. That second flight, I can't describe. Like my brain shut down. It was just 2 hours of just like claustrophobic sweat, just horrible, just the worst. And of course, the last 30 minutes, I vomit again.
Sweet.
So it's just a miserable 6 hours of my life.
Hey, man.
The moment we land,
made
so this
it.
is what happened. The moment we land,
Flying
I
is
tell
already uncomfortable
Yep.
as it is. I can't imagine being in a
It's-
full-blown panic attack for
Yeah.
6 hours.
It was horrible. So the moment I land, I tell Ashley, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. There's no like, in order for me to enjoy the next 2 days of this vacation, I have to tell myself I'm driving. Like I'm driving back. I'm gonna take the money. I'm gonna spend $400 on a rental car. I have to drive back. That's what I did. I drove
What
back.
was her response?
I drove back. No, she understood. She was next to me.
She's like, okay, I saw you puking for 6 hours. So.
Yeah, we're not doing that again. And again, like,
She's like, yeah, that was bad.
yeah, that's
no,
why
I
I'm
get it.
lucky.
Yeah.
There's nobody else who would tolerate that. If there's any reason to marry her, it's because she will handle that. She's used to dealing with people with, issues. But then again, it's the embarrassing thing. I don't want to tell her parents I'm driving back. So we wait till like the next night, and like they're all so nice. Like nobody talks about it the next day. They just all accept like, yeah, Matt's gonna drive. They're gonna do it. The thing that made me feel bad is like Ashley didn't want me to drive alone, so I dragged her along. Like she drove with me back.
Oh, yeah.
And I paid for it. It's 16 hours is a long drive. I mean, it's beautiful.
Had
at
you
first.
already booked your flight back?
Yep.
Because that's probably non-refundable.
Nope.
Man.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. I would not. That was bad.
Ooh.
My cat. I'll just put it this way. I woke up last night with the worst cramp I've ever had in my life because I drove essentially 16 hours straight and that pedal accelerator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so now I have a cramp for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
It's almost.
I know
Matt,
that
wait,
cramp.
Matt. Cruise control, for fuck's sake.
So not in the freaking snow and ice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
it was
right.
pretty. I mean, it wasn't that dangerous, but I mean, the first 4 hours of that drive was pretty
Harrowing.
Gnarly.
pretty serious. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot of snow.
I
it
love
was
the
a lot
idea.
of
And
ice.
you know what the funny is from Ashley's
But
parents'
you know what? I'll put it this
perspective-
way. I was so relaxed. I
here's
felt
the thing, here's
so
the thing,
good
real quick.
driving, though.
Wait, wait,
I was
Ashley's
just
parents-
enjoying the
You're on the
environment.
ground.
But here's
It's
what's funny.
beautiful.
Because here's what's funny. Ashley's parents' perspective, they got you drop them off the
My
airport. I
daughter
assume.
married the city.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's not even that. You dropped them off the airport, I assume.
Yeah.
Right. They looked back at that car and they're driving 16 hours back. They're like, well, my daughter and fiance are dead. Like we're gonna
Yeah,
land.
they're
My
not gonna
daughter
take
is
it.
more likely
Yeah.
to die.
In their minds,
there.
you died.
Yep.
Yep.
I put myself in
Anyways.
those anxiety type of scenarios, especially when I want to play. And my best in-flight movie that I ever did was watching Buried with Ryan Reynolds, because like the screen is like 2 inches away from my face, on the seat
Yeah.
back in front of me, and man, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah,
just
just the-
because of the atmosphere
And it's
that I was
all
in.
like claustrophobic.
Oh my god! It was one of the
used
You know, I
best
wanted to be a
movies.
pilot when I was a kid.
I was gonna say
That's
I grew
incredible.
up watching The Rocketeer. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know.
that's hot. Let's
and
let's
I liked
fly.
flying when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Top
Believe me, I wish it had not overwhelmed my brain this much.
Oh,
It's so stupid.
you've never had it all the time.
No, it's like every year. And then I was reading, I guess like literally this age is like where it most likely gets the worst. And people like, there's a lot of like hypothesis as to why, whether it's like a kind of a midlife crisis sort of thing where you like, oh, you're married, you might be having kids, you're responsible for people.
I just feel like
lack of control is more scary at this age.
Your
I don't know
level
what it
of
is.
stress is probably
Already
at an
high.
all-time
Yeah.
high. Yeah.
That's what's weird though. Is like I handle stress. Like that's what's so. I'm a rational person. I handle stress really well. Like film shoots don't bother me. Like the stress of this business doesn't bother me. Like I'm pretty.
Let me ask you something real quick, Matt.
Yeah, I was
So
surprised.
stupid.
I'm surprised to hear this.
Yeah.
This fear.
So after all said and done, Matt.
Yeah.
So when's your next day you're gonna die?
So it was gonna be September 9th for my friend's wedding. They changed it to September 26th.
Oh, you got 2 more weeks of life.
in New Jersey. Yep, 2 more weeks of life. I'm gonna try. Well, we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you this.
Where is this?
No,
layover?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I'm not as concerned because it really is the middle of the country.
You know what
is
they do
the
have?
worst turbulence, the worst stuff.
You know what they
'cause
do
it's the big
have is
storms.
they have those
alley.
iPads on wheels that you could teleconference into. You get a little
But
camera.
I'm a best
little
man. There's like
surrogate.
no way.
Oh
And
my
then-
god! Yes! Oh yes! I want an iPad surrogate best man situation.
And across the country.
What if we buy that for
is
Matt? Can we
out-
do
so
that?
good.
Oh,
Across
yes.
the country is outside of driving range. Like if I
Yeah.
can get to a place within
Yeah.
a day, I might drive instead of fly. Like if we have to go
Right.
to San
Yeah,
Francisco,
it's 3,000
I might
miles.
drive instead of fly.
Absolutely.
But-
San Francisco's easy.
yeah.
That's what 6-7
But
hours.
I can't be like, hey guys, I gotta take 3 days off of work at the beginning and the end. So
Close the
drive
wedding. I'll
across-
see you next month.
I can drive across country.
It's like how things used to happen in like the Oregon Trail days. Like
Yeah.
there's a wedding. I'll see you next month.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
like planning our honeymoon. I'm like, maybe San Diego for the honeymoon. So, anyways,
So
maybe
you have
one
2
day
more.
I'll-
You have 2, right? That you have to do. Your honeymoon likely.
Yep.
And your best man.
I'm
duties.
definitely gonna go to the pills I took this time. Not recommending this for people. Were given to me without any prescription. This time I'll probably go to the doctor and say
You should
what's
and let
going
them
on.
know, hey, the Xanax did not work.
Yeah,
Give
and
me
be
something
like,
good.
Or the thing is, I didn't know. It's again, it was given to me. I didn't know how much milligrams it was, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to like. I was also taking Dramamine because I get motion sickness.
By the way, real
I was
quick,
reading like
real
you could
quick.
go into a coma if you take too much of this stuff.
Hey, real quick. You took Dramamine for motion sickness. Well, that worked out great, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's exactly what it was. I wasn't throwing up for motion sickness. It was like
Oh.
just panic attack
Just
anxiety.
pure fear.
It was pure
Just
fear.
mortal fear.
Mortal fear.
Yeah,
when
most
you're-
people have the what's known as the fight or flight response. Matt doesn't have the flight scenario there. It's
just fight. Just all
or
fight.
throw up all over yourself.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with the plane. You can't fight or flight. There's nothing you can do. You're just
technically,
in an airplane.
Well, technically.
What? Yeah, you're technically flying.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
At least
Zinger.
you
So anyways,
weren't
that's the
in
story of
the
why Matt
bathroom.
is a freaking idiot who can't be rational.
You know,
I
about
was
flying.
in the bathroom once during just like one bump of turbulence, that 1 foot jump, and it was like right as I was like leaning forward to wipe, and then there was a bump, and the stall is so small that I instantly just hit my head straight on the door. It's like, oh,
That's great.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
I came
busting-
back with a lump
Can
on
you
my
imagine just
forehead?
busting through the door, just naked?
Chris Farley style. Yeah,
style,
exactly.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
awesome.
so funny.
I never vomited on a plane before, but I used to have the serious panic attack.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've grown out of that, and I've. But
you were what, 6, 7?
No, I was. This is when I first moved to California. Every time I would fly home to visit my parents for a holiday, I would do the same thing. In my head, I'm like, this could be the end for me. And now, I think I'm at a point now where I still think that. Yeah. But I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm like, well, at least I'll be dead. And then I won't know that I'm dead.
That's what bothers me so much. Like I've stood on a ladder while filming dumb stuff and be like, hey, this is probably dangerous. Like, stay here. Yeah. And then it's like, that doesn't fear me. But it's fun.
You feel like you're in a little more control?
Frankly, the worst thing that came out of this is the night before flying, I started looking desperately for therapy online for fear of flying.
No way.
All scams. Because there's nothing you can really do. It's actually one of the few fears that just doing it repeatedly doesn't help.
Right.
Exposure therapy.
You probably would need to go to a normal therapist and just talk about your stress issues.
So they're all scams.
What about that?
I'm on 3 email lists somehow, and I can't get off of them. So every day now, I'm getting. So fear of flying free help. Stop emailing me. I can't find a way to get off your list. And now what's worse is that every time I open my email, I see the word flying. It's just drama.
Every day. It's amazing.
It's looming death.
So that's the worst part of it.
Fear Factor tested out all that stuff like hypnotherapy for seasickness and all that type of stuff, and they're like, it's all scams.
It's all hooey. Hogwash.
Yeah. It delayed the inevitable. It's like, instead of getting seasick in 15 minutes, I got seasick in 30 minutes. Yeah. But I got sick and I threw up. That's still what they concluded.
Yeah. Freddie, I assume you're a rock star on an airplane. No problem.
I have the superpower of I call full clearing.
If I could do what you do, I would fly all the time. It wouldn't matter.
I love it. I do what I call full clearing a flight, which is to fall asleep before the plane takes off and to wake up after it lands.
That's the best.
How do you do that? It's
so
loud.
Is there a safe drug? I don't want to be like Michael Jackson. Is there a safe drug where I can just guaranteed be knocked out?
Well, look. Here's what I do now, Matt, and this might help you.
Not really.
Here's the thing, right?
No, right? I wish.
You could take a couple of Benadryl.
Yeah.
Which really helps.
will push you.
Benadryl will knock you out. Here's the other thing. I never wanted to do this before because when I was younger, I was like, I don't want to look like an idiot or an old man on this airplane. But now I got the cushiest neck pillow.
Neck pillow is very important.
I got sick earplugs, and I got a dope pair of headphones, like full ear headphones. And I just put myself in an eye mask. Yeah. I go full bore into my own dark room.
I don't mind looking
and I knock myself out.
I mean, to be fair, you can't look any more of an idiot than just sitting there vomiting for 30 minutes.
I look pretty bad. Yeah. So
who's the people sitting next to you?
Ashley, just Ashley. Dealing with me vomiting. Just like that. I married that.
There he is. That's it.
The thing is, Benadryl and drama, those things don't make me. Even the pill I took didn't affect me that much. I don't
Here's
know
the problem: is that
I think all I need to do is stay up for 48 hours before I
knock yourself out. Yeah,
because that's the only way I sleep is when I'm so exhausted I just pass out.
Freddie, do you still sleep?
Wait, no, what am I talking about? The thing to do is just to stop being scared of flying. That's what I need to do.
I don't think you making yourself exhausted is going to help your ability to manage stress.
No, I think you'll just start hallucinating shit.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. You're going to be in serious pain when you can't sleep on an airplane because you're vomiting and you haven't slept in 3 days.
I'm just tired.
Just making it worse.
It's just making it worse. Yeah, it's just becoming an adult and just accepting that flying's safe.
What was that, Joey?
Do you still sleep when you get your hair cut? You sleep in the chair.
This is. I didn't. Well, but okay. So I didn't know that this is a weird thing.
Yeah, Freddie didn't find out.
It's the weirdest.
That's the weirdest
Freddie
thing.
and I have the same hairdresser. You can probably tell neither of us get our hair cut very often.
No, I'm sorry.
She's telling me one day. She's like, it's at least you and I can carry on a conversation. Like, what does that even mean? What? Because my brother also goes there. What are you talking about? She's like, no. When Freddie comes in, he just sleeps. I go, wait, what? What do you mean Freddie just sleeps? She says, oh, yeah, he'll sit down and put the apron around him, and he falls asleep, and he stays asleep. Sometimes he snores, and I'll cut his hair, I'll wake him up, and he walks out.
Have you looked to see if anybody does that? It's like hairdressers?
You don't do that.
I asked her, too. I said, wait, is that common? Because I don't do that.
No, you
but I only know about my own experience.
Right.
She says, no, Freddie is my only client. I have never had anyone do that.
It's so weird. That person must be, they're touching just a sleeping person like the whole time. Like she's gone from
she's
like
also-
a hairstylist to like a morgue like beautician.
Well,
essentially.
also, you know, when you were getting your hair cut, there's every now and then it's like, look over here,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
over there.
I will
so
follow
while you're
those
sleeping.
commands.
Yeah,
no,
let
I'll
me
follow
see-
those
yeah.
commands.
Well, okay, so
What?
you're kind of in and out
you
of it.
think that?
I don't know.
It sounds like you are completely.
You
asleep.
follow the command, you
know.
fall asleep, your head moves, and she's like, I gotta get over here.
I would assume you're like you're like Bernie in Weekend at Bernie's, where she's just like
moving your head, flipping and then flopping.
We should send John with a camera
yeah,
next time.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
No,
is
so
really
here's
weird.
because here's the thing. I was like, this is because I asked her last time because everyone was like, that's weird. I'm like, is it? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because I was like, yeah, you got a head massage, it's kind of quiet, you got your eyes closed, and you just fall asleep.
It's a
Yeah.
person touching you and
Touching your face.
and telling you commands and trying to talk to you.
She's got razor blades
Yeah,
and
that's
scissors
trust.
and trimmers, and you're just like,
Completely
I'm
insane.
done.
I mean, it's not. It just somehow feels. It somehow feels abusive. I don't know why. It somehow feels like abusing like a servant or something. It's like
it feels
it's
very
gone from like
inconsiderate
it's,
of their time. It's like the least you could do is entertain them
Yeah.
while they're cutting your hair.
It's gone from like two
Snoring.
equals, like, hey, you are good at cutting my hair as a human being. I'm gonna sit down, you're gonna cut my hair, we're gonna talk like human beings, to being like, hello, thing that does what I wanted to do. I'm gonna sleep now. Tell me when you're done. Like, it just feels so weird. I don't know why. It feels really weird.
It is
I've
weird.
been-
It's weird. Okay, that's why.
I've been doing it since I was a kid.
That's awesome.
I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Like
And no one ever pointed anything out. You just thought you were doing the thing.
Nobody ever pointed out that it was extremely atypical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's just weird because I asked her, I'm like, wait, is this a weird thing? She's like, yeah, it's really weird.
So here's the thing: can you change your habits from a kid? Because it's not gonna stop you from
Sure.
sleeping, is it?
You're just
I
comfortable
really
with it.
like my naps.
Yeah.
But
So
that's the
now
problem.
it's a
I
normal
quite
thing.
enjoy it.
You've
It's like-
been
Especially when
conditioned.
you're as busy as you are. You got to
napping
squeeze
is
in a
one thing.
15
and not
minute.
just my hair, but
What?
Whoa.
Matt just goes, you've been conditioned.
Oh, conditioned.
Napping I understand, but like when I hear like, like you're sleeping through some of the.
She uses the straight razor on you, right?
Straight
Do you not know because you're sleeping?
Yeah. No, I think, no, it's the
No,
little
she
in the back.
shaves the back of your neck
Yeah,
with a straight razor, so he's sleeping,
Yeah.
not in control of all of his
Nobody's
faculties.
arguing about napping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Napping's
that's not
great.
the place to nap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, here, I'll put it this way. The next podcast, we should try this. I bet you I could fall asleep within 1 minute of just being in this scenario if I just sat back and like went down.
Oh, that would be hilarious. If Freddie falls asleep 1 minute into the podcast and we just podcast around him.
Yeah. We just have people show up. We just
That'd
have
be hilarious.
we have
Wake me
a
up
guest
after it's
star.
done.
And then we'll bring Tanad Zenit to cut his hair
Yeah, I was gonna say,
during the
we
podcast.
should, we should cut Ray's hair while he's
See,
asleep.
napping is something that you usually just do by yourself.
Yeah, by yourself.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's like
No,
where
Freddie's like, no, I need to surround myself
You
with
need to-
people, with strangers.
I like my naps around certain
Yeah.
people.
It's like,
Watch
hey,
us just be like symptomatic of like a enormous like lifelong sleep disorder or something.
Yeah.
hey, so I need a new suit. Can you measure me? I'm just gonna sleep while you do it. If that's okay.
in the
touch
tailor.
me.
Yeah, Taylor. Thank you very much.
With your arms out.
Real quick before we wrap up, I want to talk about the Hulu announcement. that
Yeah,
we
big
just
news
had.
came out this week, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So we're doing a show
The end.
on Hulu. It'll be out hopefully end of this year. We're still figuring out the release
Looking like
date.
fall this year.
Fall this year, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna allow us to do some of these the shorts that you guys are well familiar with, but like we've been coming up with some of these ideas for
the
things.
biggest, most
Well,
epic shorts.
Yeah, the president
They're
didn't really pitch it too much.
Yeah,
pretty much
talk
what it's
about the
I mean,
format.
it literally, I will just be transparent here. It literally came from the idea of like, look, we have some like big show ideas that we want to do, and obviously we're trying to do them with Lionsgate, but we still want to do shorts.
Yep.
The shorts we want to do are bigger.
And the problem is we don't want. And the problem is we've got ourselves in a situation over the last couple of years where we have these awesome big short ideas, but we just can't do them without a brand
Shorts
involvement.
don't make
Right.
money. YouTube doesn't make money. It's no longer just Freddie doing stuff. It's a business.
Sure.
There's people to pay.
There's more than
And
yeah.
You would
Yeah.
need to bring in brand involvement, and sometimes
And we
that
don't
can
wanna
be
do
a
that because
problem
brand
because it
involvement
turns into a
sucks.
commercial.
Well, and
we
also
don't want to do that.
and nowadays brand involvement is more and more. Okay, you're making us a commercial, and you have to do this,
Yeah,
and it's less
exactly.
about the ideas anymore. You know,
Yeah.
so
it was and Ben kind of had this idea, and we should also say Ben Waller is the showrunner, and we're kind of mentoring him into his first show. So good job, Ben.
It's very exciting.
And it's we realized like, well, yeah, Lionsgate's not going to pay for shorts because nobody with any
you
brand
can't
would
make
pay
any
for
money
shorts.
off of it.
Right.
And we're like, well, why don't we just do? And literally, our thinking was like, well, why don't we just get them to pay for shorts by making shorts and then like just doing
We'll
behind
make
the
a
scenes around
show
it.
about us making shorts.
Well, they said yes, and the moment
So
it
here
became
we
like
go.
a real show idea, we all were like, shit, we gotta make a show. So like it's a reality show The best way I think somebody pitched it as Project Greenlight meets Parks and Rec, because it's obviously soft scripted. It's kind of like This Week at Rocket Jump, but less weird and more sitcom-y. And it is going to be genuinely about the behind the scenes of that short, but it's also as much, literally the story is us figuring out how to make a real show. So it's a reality show behind us realizing we're stuck making a reality show.
Yeah.
It has to be good because it's on Hulu, paid for by paid with Lionsgate, and it's a real thing. So yeah, I mean, we're writing this like a real show. Like, we have a team of writers now. We brought in Ashley Birch, which a lot of you probably know from Hey Ash, What You Playing? She's freaking incredible. And, we're in the writer's room, and we got some other talent in there. And the sketches are incredible. We have
Some
about
of the funniest stuff, I think.
So we're kind of finishing up writing the sketches. We have about 20, 22 really awesome ones that we want. So we got to find a way to narrow it down to the 8 we're going to do. But they're huge. Like, the idea these are huge blockbuster sketches with big stunts, like kind of the
Big
craziest
stunts.
stuff.
We're gonna have some celebrity cameos.
Yeah,
do all kinds of
they're gonna
great
be
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and then it's gonna be a lot about us and the crazy world
And
of
this-
making these videos, and hopefully kind of be about how we transition from YouTube
just
making
being
shorts
YouTube
to
guys to, making real stuff.
trying to find a way to make real content that everybody wants to watch. So. Pretty excited by it, and like any good project, it's terrifying and challenging, and we're gonna try to find a way to make it as awesome as possible.
We will make it awesome. That's our commitment to you.
We'll try.
That's what's going on.
I'm really
No, we're
This
gonna
is
make it
barf bags
awesome.
over here. I don't know.
It's just going to be a GoPro angle inside a barf bag on a plane. And
As we
Matt,
fly Matt to location.
No,
just
do
bring
the
it up
David
again.
Fincher travel from the stomach.
Oh,
Vomit
God.
out
Like one of
into
those
the
pill
bag.
cams? That'd be
Like,
Or
awesome.
like
opening a
Fight
Club.
Three King style.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just insert of me throwing
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
So that's what we got coming down the line. That's what we're working on right now. We also have a couple other shows that we're working on, which will reveal some more details about once it
D44
becomes-
there. with
Yeah,
those over there.
D44 was mentioned in Variety this week as well, so that makes
Did it?
that even more real. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's happening. Yes,
Wow.
they did.
Also, can we just take just a quick second? There are no, so like, okay, so I understand why, and I think we all sort of have to kind of just deal with it, and under because of the way the corporate PR stuff works. But it's like it's like I'm front and center on this press release, and it's really funny to me because there are no photos of me anywhere online that are any good. So like they just pick like you want to go
The
through
goofiest
this,
photos.
They pick like the goofiest.
Stop making goofy faces when
It's
you keep
all
getting
your
awards.
goofy face
You're taking
Instagram
an award,
photos.
Like
Make
go
a
to the
goofy
Hollywood
face.
Reporter and just look at the picture they chose. It makes me look like a conniving,
You look like a buffoon.
dumbass.
Sometimes it's like this guy doesn't take any of this seriously.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, people are also wondering, and also it's exclusive to Hulu, but the shorts themselves are going to be on our channel like shorts.
Yeah, like shorts. Yeah.
like shorts. And then also people were asking about different countries. And
Yeah.
obviously we don't know the plans yet, but yes, people in other countries will be able to see it.
They will
Yeah,
be
yeah,
available
yeah, yeah.
to
Obviously
everyone
more-
at
yeah.
some point. We'll let you know the details as soon as we have them.
Yeah.
It's a crazy new world that we're entering, and one of the things that we've learned and we've starting to realize is the strategy, the sort of Hollywood strategy of windowing, the idea of like you have to kind of do this first and this first and this first. It's the only way you can make this stuff sustainably. Just
Yeah.
period. Like there's just we are not yet in the world where you can just release it everywhere all at once for free or for some sort of like paid download and hope that can make your money back. I mean, it does, but your budget supports a team of 2 people.
And
as
on that
opposed
note,
to-
just to put our, I was gonna say face to the fire. That's not the saying, but I like that saying more. That's intense.
Face the fire.
that's better. Let's just start using that.
Yeah, so to face the fire,
On that note, we should me and Ray owe the postmortem of VGHS and putting the budget out there, and we have some thoughts on everything we learned in terms of how
3
to
years.
make or not make money on.
yeah,
on,
let's do
on the
that before we
platform.
go and make this new show.
Yeah,
Let's
that
see
needs
what
to come
worked and
out.
what didn't.
We got busy, but yeah,
Yeah.
we owe that postmortem. So we'll have that up soon. And frankly, we should. And I don't know, we're really bad at self promotion.
We need hype man.
Yeah, people should be watching This Week at Rocket Jump. Like we kind of
Because
we
it
really
is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
not,
we're biased, but
Yeah.
I truly, genuinely think it's a fantastic show.
Yeah, John Carmen's doing awesome stuff, and again, it's not the Freddie W sketches. It's not replacing
but it's not
those,
pretending to be.
But it's just weekly crazy content, and John's doing some really bizarre angles on behind the scenes and a reality show type thing, and he's making us all crazy characters. And I mean, he's doing everything that we loved about Ruby Dog, and we kind of just let him unleash and get as weird as
we
possible.
let him get as weird as possible. It's all on the website
Yeah.
and on Rocket Jump 2.
Rocket Jump 2 trailer is up, and the first episode comes out the day that we're filming this. for season 2. But
So when you're listening to that episode is up. Go watch.
This week at Rocket
The
Jump.
brand new season just launched. Yeah,
If you
he's
know
doing a
any
fantastic
hype
job.
men, maybe
Send them our way.
Send them
Yeah.
Send us our way.
No,
Yep.
we should also thank everyone. You know, the people who are listening are our diehard fans, and they're
Yeah.
the reason why we get to make another big, awesome show with people like Lionsgate and Hulu. So
That is
thank you
true.
guys so
Thank you
much
guys
for
very
being
much.
such diehard fans and sticking with us.
All
Couldn't
right.
do it without you.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank
That'll
you,
be
thank
it
you.
for today. We'll talk to you all next time. I'll see everybody.
Fly
later.
safe.
You know, it feels bizarre that we don't have a sign off.
We'll figure it out.
We need a sign off.
There, that's it. So
Put your face to the fire, everybody.
Face the fires.
Face the fire with Facerocker.
Face the fire with Facerocker.
horrible. All right.
See you guys.
See you later.
Adios.
Bye-bye.